So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deepa, and I'm your host for today's session titled The Career Accelerator Formula. I want to thank you all for taking time off and joining me today on this journey that we'll be taking together. And I promise you that I'm going to make the next 60 minutes very valuable and very important for you. And I'll ensure that I'm giving all that I have over the next 60 minutes. So thank you once again. And I want to kickstart this session by telling you all a story. I hope that's fine with you. I'm going to talk about two friends called Ram and Shyam. They were the best of friends. They were studying in the same school. They were studying in the same class. They were also in the same section. They were staying in the same society. They had the same friend circle. They were being mentored and taught by the same teachers. Their parents were also very close friends. And between these two, they used to take the top 2 ranks in the class. So they had the perfect childhood experience, close friendship, close bonding. They finished graduation together from the same school with excellent marks and got placed in brilliant companies. However, unfortunately, their time together was coming to an end, for they got placed in companies that were in different cities. So they had to move and they had to part ways. But before parting, they took a call. They made a decision that they're going to meet no matter what after 15 years. And they decided the venue, they decided the time, and off they went. 15 years passed, and now Ram and Shyam are meeting again for dinner and drinks. They're chatting because there's a lot to catch up of what has happened over the last 15 years. As time elapsed and they kept talking and sharing, both of them realized there was a big gap between them. The similarity that they experienced 15 years back had somehow dissolved and had created a wide difference. Now, what was the difference? The difference was that Ram, who was a close friend of Shyam, was now a VP of a large organization. He was living a highly successful, a very satisfied, and a very happy life. He had a perfect work-life balance, the family, relationship, kids, all brilliant. They used to go on these exotic vacations, annual vacations, sometimes twice a year. So he was just having a ball of his time. Whereas his close friend Shyam was struggling. He was just a manager in his company. He was stagnated, he was frustrated. He just did not know how to move forward. He was just barely earning what was needed to run his family. And with the cost rising, that was his major botheration. So we see that two friends who had a very similar childhood, who were experiencing the same things when they were growing up, now are living a very different life. So what a contrast, right? What must have happened in these 15 years to bring in such a wide gap in their current situation? A food for thought for all of us. And we'll talk about it and discover it as we move forward. So I welcome you all again to this webinar. And today I'm going to talk about how to exponentially grow your career in 10 weeks or less. Yes, even if the current circumstances appear challenging or you've tried and failed multiple times in the past, don't worry. We will talk about exactly how to move forward today. I'll be opening up for questions towards the end of this session. So we have about 10 minutes where we'll be interacting and having Q&A. For the duration of the webinar, I request all of you to be on mute. We will continue to have chat and polls to keep the session interactive, and I would look forward to your interaction and your views and your thoughts as we move forward. So let's keep moving. I want to share a quick poll right now, and as the year is coming to an end, I want you to reflect on the year gone by. So I'm just launching the poll. And you should be seeing it on your screens. So reflecting back on 2018, which area of your life has been most challenging, where you have struggled to meet your goals? Is it the career? Is it the health? Is it relationships, work-life balance, all of the above, or none of the above? Please choose an option and help me submit this poll. I'll keep it open for another 5 seconds and then we'll close it. Thank you so much to people who have voted. You can choose multiple options as well if you want. So please go ahead and use this time. And another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm closing this poll now. Thank you so much for all of you participating in this poll. And I see that, 38% people have faced challenges in their career, relationships, work-life balance, and I see 25% of the team here who have faced challenges in all of the above. Thank you so much, and let's move forward. So, who this is for? You're going to spend 60 minutes with me, and I'm going to share some fantastic things with you. But let's ensure that you are at the right platform. So let me share who is this webinar for. This is for leaders who are frustrated and disillusioned in their careers right now. This is for leaders who are slogging, expecting their work to be noticed and rewarded, yet they are underpaid, underappreciated, and undervalued. This is for people who are struggling to create time to work on themselves, because that's the only way to attract success in today's world. This is for people who are a victim of office politics and biases. These are for leaders who are struggling to become better decision makers and influencers in their organizations and in their societies. This is for leaders who feel their career has become stagnant and future looks bleak and uninteresting. This is also for people who are ambitious. They are self-driven, they are action takers, who definitely want more freedom, more meaning, more money, more opportunities, and more recognition. This is for leaders who want to get rid of this habit called procrastination and take charge of their career right now. This is for leaders who want to move from just surviving to thriving in their lives with abundance of wealth, relationships, and health. This is for those of you who are ready to do what it takes to live life at your own terms. So in the next 45 minutes, you're going to discover the step-by-step game plan leaders are using right now to exponentially grow their careers. You're going to learn a powerful coaching system that will enable you to multiply your income, satisfaction, recognition, autonomy, and opportunities to reach new heights that you have never experienced before. In the next 45 minutes, you're going to learn how to take charge of your career growth and not leave it to chance or destiny. You're going to learn a magical formula. Yes, magic does exist, and I'm going to share a magical formula that will help you become unstoppable and achieve any goal that you've set for yourself. This is a beautiful quote that I love, and I want to share a couple of thoughts on this before we move forward. So what got you here won't get you there. You have lived a life in a certain way, taken some opportunities, left some opportunities. You've taken some decisions and delayed some decisions. You are where you are because of the choices that you have made till now. But today, if you're committed to change your life in a positive way, and I'm sure you are because you're here and you're attending my session. So if you're committed to change your life in a positive way, you definitely have to try and experiment different things. It could be a different way of thinking. It could be a different way of taking actions. It could be doing things that you have never done before. It could be taking intelligent risks, putting yourself out of the comfort zones, pushing yourself hard, and becoming a person that, my dear friends, attracts success. Yes, if we can become somebody who attracts success, that's it. We can land and deserve all that we want. So let's move forward. What is my big promise to all of you today? My big promise is that I'm going to share a step-by-step game plan to revolutionize your career and multiply your income, opportunities, recognition, and influence. So if you want a career that's fun, fulfilling, exciting, and challenges you to utilize your potential, to give your best, and where you're valued for your contributions. So if you want a better lifestyle with more money and more time, yes, more money and more time. So if you want to become a person who knows the secret to get repeatable success in everything you do, and if you are ready to commit to do what it takes to achieve these new heights in your career and in your lives, then get ready. This is exactly what we're going to discuss next. Now, I want you to take a moment and just put it in the chat box if you think that you're at the right place. So till now, whatever we've discussed, do you think that you are at the right place right now? Please use a second and put it in the chat box if you think you are at the right place. Just say a yes if you think you are. So we'll take about 5 seconds and then we move forward. Anbu, you have raised hand, but we'll get to question and answers at a later time. If you have a question, feel free to use it in the chat. So just say a yes if all of you think that you are in the right place. Okay, great. Great. Thank you, everyone. Let's keep moving forward. Now, this is a pyramid that I have created, and I would want all of you to take a look at it. This is a pyramid that will help you see where you stand right now in your career. So, in your journey to building a super successful career, there are majorly 4 steps. The first step is you are a victim, where your job satisfaction is less than 20%, or you are barely surviving, which means that you are just able to manage your financial success and you are kind of satisfied to less than 40%. The third stage is where you're really thriving. So you're growth oriented and your job satisfaction ranges between 40 to 80%. And the final stage where we all want to be, where we all desire and dream to be, is the visionary stage, where we are completely satisfied. We know the secret to repeatable success and growth. So these are the 4 steps. And I want all of you to take a look at this and identify where you stand today. Are you a victim? Are you a survivor? Are you a thriver? Or you're a visionary? And then obviously there are steps to move from one stage to the other, which are now coming up on your screen. So you become more self-aware, you set goals, you brand and expand, and finally you inspire and influence. So take a moment and think where you stand. Now, this is primarily based and talks about the job satisfaction and your career fulfillment. There's another very important aspect which helps you decide if you're happy or not, which for all of us is money, right? What are you earning per annum? And there's a big contrast between the two things. I speak to a lot of people and I find that people are very, very happy from a job perspective, but they're barely earning pennies. On the other hand, I also know leaders who are earning extremely well, but unfortunately, they're barely surviving in their jobs. There's no enthusiasm, there's no motivation. So I also want you to now see where do you stand on this income pyramid. Are you between 1 to 10 lakhs per annum? Or you are 10 to 17 lakhs per annum? Or are you 18 to 25 lakhs per annum? Or if you are greater than 25 lakhs per annum? So just take a moment, remember where you are from a job fulfillment perspective, and also see where you stand from a salary perspective. And I'll again request you to share with me which career stage and earning level are you in right now. If you don't want to put it publicly, you can use the private chat and share it with me. It's important to see where you are before you decide where you want to be. So just go ahead, take 5 seconds. Sandhya is saying can't hear me. Can everybody else hear me all right? Okay, great. So Sandhya, I guess there's a challenge with your system. Okay. Great. So I see responses coming in. And it is important to know where you are before you decide where you want to go. Thank you, Srinivas. Okay. All right. So there are, and you can type in as we move forward. And in the interest of time, I'll just keep moving forward. And thank you all of you for being so interactive and a lovely audience. You know what? The interesting thing is not all the problems that I have just shared, where you are frustrated or you are stagnated or you're not earning the money or you're barely surviving. That's not the real problem. You know what the real problem is? The real problem is that you don't know the 5 shifts. Once you know these 5 shifts, your life is going to change. You will wake up every day feeling happy that you are in a career that is extremely rewarding. You have abundance of money and time with great relationships and a beautiful future. You will have the confidence to dream big and convert all your dreams into reality. You will no longer be confused about what to do and how to do it, because you will have a simple step-by-step formula that leaders are using right now. You will join an elite club of successful people who know the secret formula that helps them convert their boring, monotonous, and unexciting job into an exciting career. You'll be wondering why you didn't do this years ago instead of only dreaming about it. You'll realize that to be successful is simple when you make the right shifts and have the right processes in place. Now, I hear some of you talking to yourself or asking yourself, is this real? Is what Deepa sharing real? And I want to promise you that yes, of course, this is real. My clients are changing their lives. I have changed my life and I have seen amazing transformations all around me. So the good news is that if they can, if I can, then so can you, because we are one of you. The entire process is very simple. And I repeat, it is simple, but it is not easy. Let's keep moving forward. So I'm going to walk you through these 5 powerful shifts today. But before I do that, you need to know who am I and what have I done and why am I talking here. So my name is Deepa Chandrasekharan and I am a big dreamer. I'm the founder and CEO of Engage to Transform and author of an upcoming book, The Career Accelerator Formula. I have a corporate experience of about 2 decades working in large MNCs with global leaders and global clients. I have extensively worked with leaders like you to help them revolutionize their careers, experience success, take charge of your lives, and most importantly, live life on your own terms. This is a snapshot of my book, which is based on my system called the Career Accelerator Formula. So this will come live on Amazon in a couple of weeks from now. And just to share with all of you, I never knew till 4 months back that I could be an author. I never even dreamt of being an author. But suddenly by chance, I was in a workshop where we were talking this, and in a matter of 3 months, yes, in a matter of 3 months, I was able to get this book out. So it's a proud moment for me to share it with you. And the reason I'm sharing it with you is if I can, so can you. Let's keep moving forward. It's important for me to share with you that everything that I'm going to talk about today is part of a system. The 5 shifts that I'm going to share are only the tip of the iceberg. And this is my system, which is called the Career Accelerator Formula. The underlying principle of the system is that all of us are blessed with infinite potential. What we are missing is translating that yet undiscovered potential into performance. So in a very structured, systematic, step-by-step approach, what I enable as a coach is help you find that potential, find that hidden potential within you and transform it, translate it into performance. My clients are doing it, I am doing it, so can you. So this is the system, and everything that I'm going to share today is part of the system. Just to reiterate the kind of career challenges this system can help you with. If you are not having a job satisfaction, or if you're lacking the right opportunities, or you lack motivation or enthusiasm, or you're suffering from a mid-career crisis, or you're probably underpaid, or you're facing politics at work, or you can't for some reason find the right job, you're overwhelmed due to lack of time or having a lot of stress, or for any reason you're having just very vague goals in your life, this system is going to help you move forward and break all of these different challenges. So let's now talk about those 5 shifts. The 5 shifts are: stop being your enemy. Imagination precedes realization. Start living in quadrant 2. Be prepared and be present, and work with the very best. So in the interest of time, I'm going to go deep into a couple of shifts and just talk a little bit about the other shifts. So let's keep moving forward and move to shift 1. The shift 1 is called stop being your enemy. I can sense some of you thinking, what is Deepa saying? Why would I be my own enemy? Because all we have dreamt for ourselves is success, more money, more satisfaction, more opportunities. Then why and how am I my own enemy? And friends, I understand what you're going through, and I understand absolutely what's going through your mind. And I definitely don't blame you for that, because you don't even know that you're being your own enemy. We're conditioned to be our own blockers. We are conditioned to stay in our comfort zones. We are conditioned to resist the changes in our life. But if you're aware that you're being your own enemy, just imagine the power you have in your hands right now, because you have the power to change. So let's go a little deep dive into what I mean with this shift. I also want to let you know that this shift that I'm talking about is the first foundational step of my program. Because if we do not have the right mindset in place and we are not wired for success, in spite of how much hard work you put in, it is not going to happen. It is not going to materialize. And hence, this becomes the first step of my system. I want you to meet my client, Priya. Priya was a senior leader in a reputed firm, and as part of her roles and responsibilities, she had to interact with very senior leadership, participate in meetings, share her strategies, and enable good discussions during that meeting. Priya was a domain expert. She had valid viewpoints. But the challenge that she had? She was for some reason unable to voice out her opinions. She was a little fearful of saying what she had in her mind, and by default ended up being a silent observer. She was perceived to be a person with limited knowledge and considered unfit for further senior leadership roles. Her career seemed stalled, and she was frustrated with her current position. A lot of us face this challenge, and hence I thought it will be good to share it with you, where we have a lot of ideas and a lot of thought process in our mind, but unfortunately we can't state it and share it. So we worked together. She came on board my program, and we worked together for a couple of weeks to understand her underlying beliefs and fears, and then reprogram them to work in her favor and towards her success. Subsequently, I'm very, very, very happy to share that she was able to regain her confidence and put across her ideas in meetings. She, in fact, now delivers talks to large audiences, leading to a perception change, opportunities for growth, and a much higher self-esteem and self-confidence. So I want to share a few limiting beliefs that all of us carry, but unfortunately, we are not even aware that we have these beliefs. And I'm going to just raise a few that I come across very often. Let's look at career. How many of us think that successful people are just lucky, or they are destined to be successful? Or we think that my circumstances don't allow me to work on my goals. Or we think that I could never achieve or do what others are doing. These are some beliefs which are so common in a lot of us. So choose which you think you are carrying with you right now. Let's look at money. A lot of you have said that you are underpaid for your jobs, you're not getting the right salary, or probably you're not able to break that jinx and get what you deserve and what you achieve. But have you ever thought about the underlying beliefs that you're carrying about money? Some of the common ones are: too much money is not good. I cannot grow spiritually and be a good person if I'm wealthy. Or for getting rich, one has to slog and work long hours. And because we don't want to sacrifice our personal lives, we are scared of working long hours. Or for freelancers and entrepreneurs, I should not charge too much for my services because I don't want to put people to pay me more, and I should be providing free of cost if possible. Now, if these are your underlying beliefs, then trust me, leaders, you are shying away from being successful. Unknowingly, you are telling success not to come to you, and you are for very, very strong reason not attracting success in your life. What are the problems of these beliefs, and what are the problems if you're not the master of your inner game? The problem is that you're self-sabotaging yourself due to these limiting beliefs, due to fears that stop you from taking action, due to conflicting values, and finally, unknowingly, you are developing a loser's mindset. Instead of being a growth oriented person, these beliefs, which you have conditioned from your childhood, are making you take on a loser's mindset. And these beliefs come to us when we are very young. So we don't take them knowingly, they are within us from our childhood. Hence, it is very, very important to first be aware of the beliefs that you carry and then reprogram them. So I know you're asking, is there a way to reprogram these beliefs? And let me tell you, yes, there is. Some of the ways that you can do this is you have to get your conscious and subconscious mind to work in perfect harmony. Does it come as a surprise that our mind has a conscious portion and a subconscious portion? And a lot of our fears, a lot of our patterns, a lot of our beliefs are actually embedded in the subconscious mind. So when conscious and subconscious don't work together, all that happens in our life is ultimate chaos. The second thing is you have to reformat your operating system. Like we reformat our operating systems of our laptops, of our computers, we have an operating system inside us. So we have to upgrade it or sometimes just reformat it. What does that mean? It means that you have to identify and reprogram your fears, your beliefs, and your values. And the third very important step, I love this success equation, which says event plus response is equal to outcome. This is an equation which is devised by Jack Canfield. And the only variable in this equation is the response. Events will happen, struggles will come, difficult circumstances will happen, but how you choose your response is going to decide the outcome that you're going to have. So these are three simple steps in which you can become a master of your inner game. Again, I said it is simple, but not easy. A beautiful quote by Tony Robbins, which says, don't get real, get intelligent. And I want you to reiterate the fact in your mind that I will not let my past define my future. Don't get real. It has not happened to me in the past, so it will not happen in the future. This is reality talking. I have tried it and failed, so it will not work for me. If you're saying these things in your mind, these are again your conditioning and your beliefs talking to you. So don't get real. Stop being real. Get intelligent. Now I'm going to open another poll, and I really appreciate your interaction and and just working with me and moving with me on this webinar. So I'll take a moment and I want you to now think, are you struggling in this aspect of your life where your career is on a downward spiral, no money, no promotion, you think you're no good, you fear uncertainty, you haven't taken any risks in your life, and you think that successful people are just lucky? So are you struggling with your mindset, with your inner game? Are you striving where there are sometimes good and sometimes bad times? Or you're really a success where you know what to do, how to reprogram, and how to move forward? So I'll open this poll now, and I request all of you to go ahead and submit your poll. Just give me a second. I'm launching the poll now. So where are you? Are you struggling? Are you striving? Or are you successful? We'll keep it open for about 10 seconds. Okay. Thank you so much. I see people responding. Thanks a lot for your response. Great. So a majority of the people are striving. So sometimes they are successful, Sometimes they are not. And probably if you don't know what works and what doesn't work, then it's always going to remain a challenge. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing audience, and let's keep moving forward. Now, one thing that I can hear very silently coming to your mind is, can I do it? Again, if this is the question you are asking yourself, you are letting your past define your future. Yes, you can do it because it is very, very simple and you have the potential. You have the ability to overcome the obstacles that are coming in your path to success. So, yes, you can do it. Let's talk about shift two, which is the beautiful shift, and I just love it. It says, imagination precedes realization. Now, what does this mean? Before we go there, I again want to highlight that this shift is again a part of my system and it is the step two of my system. This means that we really have to vision our future. We have to create a bright vision that excites us and that pulls us out of our bed every day morning. So if you do not have a vision for yourself, then it's not going to work in your favor. And hence, after you master your mindset, the next important thing is to exactly go and design your career. I want you to meet my another client, Amisha. Now, Amisha is the CEO of a mid-sized organization. Due to some changes in the top leadership and a reorganization that was happening, she felt overwhelmed, unclear, and insecure about her future. She was not sure if she was at the right place. Should she switch jobs? What if her CEO and she did not go together? The mindset did not match. So she was very confused and very low on her confidence levels. She joined and started working with me as a coach, and we worked together to understand her fears. I request everyone to please be on mute. Thank you so much. So we worked together to understand her fears of the upcoming change and what was the biggest concern for her. We also worked on the first step, which was to reprogram her beliefs to ensure that she was tuned and she believed that she would be successful. As next steps, we worked on creating a very clear plan for her future. We created step-by-step short-term and long-term goals, and then designed goals that were exciting and made her look forward towards her future with enthusiasm. You know what the surprising thing was? Once she had those goals cleared in front of her, she realized that actually the upcoming changes were aligned to what she wanted. So with the right tools, plan, and process in her toolkit, she is enjoying her ride to success. What is the problem if you don't design your career? The problem is that you don't know what you want. The only goals that you ever heard about and the only goals that you set for yourself are unfortunately the organization goals. Your life is driven by others and their dreams. And there's a very beautiful quote that says that if you don't work on your dreams, somebody else will hire you to work on their dreams. The future looks depressing, bleak, and non-exciting. Your creativity is at the lowest. Because even to be an innovator, even to be a creative person, you have to think, you have to imagine. Everything is created twice in this world, once in our mind and then once in reality. Life appears to be a burden. So if this is the problem, what can we do to design a future that excites us? Again, very simple steps. The first step is create an extraordinary vision for all aspects of your life. I repeat, all aspects of your life, not just career. And there are 7 important aspects of your life where you need to have goals. So create a vision and then convert them into meaningful, exciting goals for yourself. Step number 2, fail more. And I will not elaborate it, and I want you to think about it as you move after this session. Why am I saying fail more to design your future? The third step is study the rich and study the poor. Very surprising, right? Why am I saying study the rich? Because if I want to be rich, I want to know how the rich people think. What are the actions that the rich people take? And what is it that they do? So it is important to study the rich because we want to be like them. And why do we want to study the poor? We want to study the poor because we do not want to be like them. So we should know what they are thinking. We should know what they are doing. We should know how they are acting and then not do it. This is the reason you have to study the rich and study the poor. It means study the successful and also study the people who have not been successful, because you want to imitate the successful and definitely not do what the non successful do. And the fourth very important thing is you just have to decide. You have to commit. You know what decision means? Decision means that there is no looking back. You are committed, you have taken a resolve, and in spite of what happens, there is no looking back. So if you want to design a future and if you want to manifest that future, then my dear friends, there's no other way out. You have to commit to doing what it takes to get what you want. Let's move forward. Again, where are you? Are you struggling with your goal setting, with your future? Do you know where you want to go or what is there waiting for you as you move forward in life? Or you're striving, you know a little bit, you're working on your career goals, but you have no goals for other aspects of your life. Or you're successful where all your lives are happily managed. You have a truly well balanced life. So I'm going to open up the poll one more time and then would request you to answer that question. So where are you right now? Are you struggling with your future or you're striving or you're successful? Okay, great. So I again see that about 50% of the people are midway. They are between struggling and striving, and there are a good healthy 33% of this team who are successful and who are doing well. Excellent. Thanks for sharing. And let's move forward. I hear you now asking, but where is the time? I'm barely able to do what I am supposed to do now. So, how can I create these wonderful goals in all aspects of my life and work towards it? And the answer to that question is the third shift, which is called first things first. Now, in this shift, you're going to use your 24 hours to achieve some amazing outcomes. You'll actually move from being busy to being productive. This shift is all about reclaiming your time to do more in less. So this is the shift, which is the third step of my program. And we're not going to go into details because of the lack of time. And we'll move forward to the fourth shift, which is about being prepared and being present. Now, if you look, a big part of our life essentially has been preparation, right? We were put in nursery to prepare to get into LKG. We were in LKG to go to UKG, then first, second, third, fourth. So every step of our life, we are preparing to move to the next level. From graduation, we were prepared to move to PG. From PG, we were prepared to get a job. So we have always been preparing for our future. Now we still need to keep working because we have to reinvent ourselves, our skills, our philosophy, our mindset, because this is the only way to reach where we want to. We want to be prepared for tomorrow. We want to be prepared for the next week. We want to be prepared for the next month, and so on. The baseline is we all need to be prepared for success. So this is my fourth shift, which covers multiple steps of my program, where we are talking about skills and we are acquiring skills that helps us to prepare and be successful. And I want to share a beautiful quote, which says, life is designed not to give what we wish for, but what we deserve. So are we preparing enough? Are we asking ourselves, what can I do next to prepare myself for tomorrow? If we are not doing that, then we need to start doing it. Let's move to the shift number 5, which is work with the very best. Now, what does this mean? Everything we have talked about, from your current frustrating state in your careers or your jobs to a quantum leap in your career, is really simple, but it's not easy. Executing each piece of this takes a lot of hard work and experience. Our successful clients were smart. They didn't do it alone. They worked with us to help them get there. So it is important for all of us to work with a great mentor or a great coach I work with a personal coach because that's how I got into this and that's how I'm living an amazing life. So, but how do you decide? And I want to share with you 6 standards. When you decide to work with a coach, please ensure that your coach is following these 6 standards. The first one is they should have a step by step system for fast results. They should provide real support and accountability. So it's not about giving you the tips, giving you things, and then stepping out. You want them to be with you when you are on this journey. The third step is they should have a mindset coaching included in their system. The fourth step is there should be real clients who are getting great results. Fifth step, they should have the complete solution. You don't want band-aid fixes. They're just tips to solve one problem and then you are back to square one. And finally, they should be helping clients with this very problem every single day. So these are the 6 standards I thought will be useful for you when you decide to work with a great mentor or a great coach. Now, the bottom line is the system that I have created is a result of my 2 decades of experience and the experience of working with clients on a day-to-day basis. If you want to do any of this stuff, find a mentor. It doesn't have to be me, but find a mentor who meets these 6 standards and spend what it takes to work with her. Now, what did I promise today? I promised that I would share a step-by-step game plan my clients are using to go from a very low career growth to an exponentially growing career. I also promised that I'll share how to multiply your income, recognition, satisfaction, influence, and autonomy. And I can promise you, if you follow these 5 shifts, you are going to get all this and more. And I also promised that how to do all of this without slogging or expecting favors. So what do you need to win? You need to win your inner game. You need to believe that imagination precedes realization. You need to start living in quadrant 2. You have to be prepared, be present, and you have to work with the very best. This is the system our clients are following to multiply their income, influence, recognition, and get all they deserve to get. So now you have a choice. You've seen the glimpse of a better life, and you have the choice to turn away from that vision. Turn away from the goals which you either have set for yourself or are planning to set for yourself. And turn away from the reason you have those goals. You can continue to stay stagnant, frustrated, confused, unfocused, and decide that it probably works for others, it's not going to work for me. Or you have the choice to decide to take action, to take a bold step towards change no matter what, to work towards transformation. And you can do it the hard way or you can do it the slow way, where you are experimenting, you are facing obstacles, you are reinventing the wheel, and you're again trying. And you can spend your lifetime working towards what you want to get. And then in the process, decide that it doesn't work for you. Or you can do it the easy way or the fast way, where you use the experience and proven strategies that have taken and are working for clients on a daily basis. So how can I help you? I have set aside some time over the next few days to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas to your career starting today. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I have seen it and I know how to overcome it. You don't have to struggle to figure it out yourself. So how can I help? If you set up a call with me, then on this career transforming strategy session, I will work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan to overcome your current challenges and create a mini action plan to get you started where you want to be. Now, if you're wondering what is the cost of this 1-hour session, my dear friends, for you, it's absolutely free. So all you need to do is you need to book a slot on my calendar. And I also want to share that I do not work with anybody and everybody. I'm very picky and choosy with who I talk to and with whom I work. I work with extremely highly committed and focused people who are ready to take action. And hence, you should have a minimum of 8 years of experience in the industry. You must be willing to commit yourself to your progress and growth. because I would definitely work with you and I will share what I have to share. But if you do not have a strong urge to bring this change in your life, then irrespective of what I give you, it's not going to work for you. So if you are committed, if you have the urge, you want to change your life, then please book a session now. All you have to do is you have to go to this link, engagetotransform.com/appointment. My calendar will open up. There are a few slots available. You can go ahead and pick a slot as per your convenient time, and I will call you on that time. One more additional thing is that once you book the slot, there's going to be a questionnaire that comes up. And I request you to enter certain information there because that information helps me to plan the 60 hours and to make them absolutely valuable to you. So if you're waiting to work on your career, if you want to start working and towards your goals and create the dream life that you have always imagined, this is your time. We will talk one-on-one and I'll give in my best shot to help you create an action plan. And of course, towards the end of that hour, if you find this webinar useful and if you found that session useful, then we do have the opportunity to work together and I'll be your coach for a longer period of time. And we can together create a success plan, a winning game plan for you, even for your future. But that's only the last 5 minutes of the call. The rest of it is just to make sure that you have a plan and how do you apply these principles in your career, in your life. So please go ahead, book a call with me, and let me also type it here. So you just have to go to engagetotransform.com/appointment. This is the URL. You just have to, okay, I think I'm going to publish the URL and put it in the chat box. And go ahead and set this call and I'll call you. And as we move towards the end of this webinar, I would request all of you to put your top 2 takeaways from this session. I'm hoping that this was useful and the information that I have shared can be taken forward straight away into your careers, into your lives right now. So I would request all of you to just put your top 2 takeaways from this session. And for those who are committed to work on their careers, who want to move forward in their life, please do go ahead and take this opportunity to set up this call with me. And I'll be talking to all of you very soon. So I'll open it up for questions right now. If anybody has any questions or you want to ask something, then you can unmute and ask or just go ahead and type in your chat box and I will try to answer the questions. I want to thank all of you for being very patient and being here. And I hope that this was useful and you'll be able to take back action items and implement them in your careers. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat box, or you could just go ahead and book a call with me and I'll be calling you back and talking very soon and setting up an action plan for you. Does anybody have any questions? Sandhya says, career shift is possible. Success in all areas of life can be set and achieved. Yes, absolutely, Sandhya. And thank you so much for sharing. Yes, this is the belief that all of us have to live with, that it is absolutely possible to achieve the life that we have all dreamt of. It's just about collapsing the timeline to achieve what you want to achieve. Thank you so much for sharing. So this is the takeaway for Sandhya. Any others who want to share? Okay. Great. In case anybody has any questions or would like to just share your comments on what are your 2 takeaways from this session, it would inspire me, it would motivate me to keep doing these sessions as we move forward in the new year as well. We are towards the end of the hour. And if nobody has any questions, thank you, Jagan. Thank you so much for being here and for your comments and feedback. Thank you so much. Great. And I would love to hear, success stories based on what I have shared today. So I have a question in my private window, and individual challenges may differ. How will you be providing solution for each one? Yes, that's a very, very valid question. But the baseline is, if we can think in the right manner and if we can set ourselves up for success, then underlying challenges and underlying problems remain the same. The manifestation of those challenges are different. So, for example, if you're carrying a belief about money that rich people are bad, now this manifests itself in a different way for different people. But the base is, I have to get rid of that belief, and you will suddenly start seeing magic in your life. So, although manifestation of challenges may differ, the underlying problem remains the same. So, all of us are struggling for time, right? All of us feel that 24 hours is not enough for me to do what I want to do. But the interesting thing is, by applying the right principles and applying the right steps, if you can get back 4 hours or 3 hours or even 2 hours of your time every day, wouldn't that be amazing? Now you can use those 2 hours to do whatever you want in life. And that can be different for different people. But the challenge is the same, where we are all struggling for more time. I hope that answers your question, Nandu. And we can talk about it more. If you set up a call with me, then we can definitely address your very personal, specific questions during those 60 minutes. So that is the intention that I'm offering this free call, that after this webinar, if you have any questions, then I would be happy to answer them one-on-one when we talk. All right. If there are no other questions and no other comments, then I thank you all for being here. And I look forward to talking to some of you in the new year as we move forward. Wishing you all a lovely 2019, a very healthy, prosperous, and a happy new year. Thank you so much. Bye and have a great time.